People think appearance is just about wearing tie, wearing suit and all that. No, it's not just that. So it's about how you carry yourself. You don't need to wear a tie to look good. You don't need to wear a suit to look good. Appearance is very, very important, no matter where you find yourself. You don't have to do too much to look good. You know this suit I'm wearing? I can wear this suit for 1 week. Every day I'll look different. This is just a shirt. How did you iron the shirt? If you folded the sleeves, how have you done it? If it's just a shoe you are wearing, have you polished it? What socks are you wearing? Like the trouser, did you iron it well?
Hi guys, I want to welcome you to another edition of the 2SAPODCAST. My name is Rudolph Akono. I host and learn on this incredible show. On today's episode of the podcast, I have an amazing friend, brother, and fashionista to come and share with us certain things about personal branding, how we look, how it really matters wherever you find yourself. This is something that you need to pay attention to. So I want to welcome you to another episode once again. Stick and stay as we delve deeper into another episode of the 2SAPODCAST. Let's go right in. Hello, Romeo.
Hello, Rudolph.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. So sometimes I want to try to do the introduction for my guest, but I have realized that they do better than I do. So who are you and what do you do?
Well, thank you once again. I'm glad to be here on the 2SA podcast. Basically, my name is Romeo Owusu Ansah. Yeah. So I'm a stylist. I'm an auditor. Basically, just the two. And I'm the founder of RoroBespoke, tailor to fit clothing business.
You're an auditor.
Yes.
So how do you do the two? You're an auditor, as in, do you own an auditing firm?
No. So I'm an internal auditor at Water Resources Commission.
Okay. And then you have a business.
Yes.
How do you juggle between the two?
Well, the internal auditing is 8 to 5 Monday to Fridays, but then the styling and the business is 24/7 every day.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think there are millions of people out there in Ghana who are doing what you are doing. You can see a doctor is selling in cake. Then you can see a surgeon is selling chindomi. Like the country had it.
Oh, it's also it's actually part of the reasons, but then it all boils down to the person's interest in what the person is motivated by, what drives the person. So what drives me is fashion. So I had to make a business out of my talent and my God-given gift.
All right. One of the things that I have been thinking about personally in my life is, okay, so I also have ambitions to own something on my own. And then I kind of buy into the idea where you say, okay, you are doing the 9 to 5, the 8 to 5 for a while, and then later you would shift to full time. But my mind also goes back to the idea that, don't you think by the time you get to that point, you would have gotten too stuck, too deep into the 9 to 5 that you might not be able to transition? Have you considered that?
I've considered what you're thinking about, but then personally, I think I'm too motivated by the fashion, and it's like it's something that's with me every blessed day. There are days when I go on leave, I don't think about work. I don't, even though I'm supposed to think about it. But then every blessed day I wake up, I think about fashion, clothing, like how to dress well, how to. It's something that's always on my mind. So I think quitting the corporate world to do that fully it will just be more than doing business. It will be following my passion, like, and also making me happy. So it wouldn't be a problem when the time is due. I can easily transition to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm also actually thinking about it, bro. Because there are certain risks that you can take when you are 25 that you can't take when you are 40. And when you're 40, you have kids. And you've gained some level of stability, especially when it comes to cash inflow to your family. When you have a family, there's cash inflow. You know that at the end of every month, you are getting this. At the end of every day, you are getting this. And then one day, you just go and tell your wife that, babe, I don't want to do this again. I am quitting my job. That's, you are now 20 something, right? you've been doing for 25 years to focus on this long term. How do you think the person will feel like?
So whoever I end up marrying will definitely know this dream of mine or this goal of mine from the onset. It's something that's on my heart, and I'm working towards that. So I'm putting in measures to make sure I can actually do that. Yeah. So, and I started the brand now. I'm in my 5th year, so I think I've built enough connections, and then by the time I'm 40, I would have made so much connections and things. So just and to answer that as well, I've seen bespoke brands and things all over the world that in a year they just do like just 10 suits, but then bro, the money they are making because they started the brand long ago. So it's possible to survive on that and enjoy life. That
Okay.
yeah.
Um, I think to add to what you just said, for me, what I am I think I should do, or anybody who has an ambition like this should do, is find a way to create systems whilst you are doing the 9 to 5. You should be able to have a business that operates without you. Like if you are not there, it's working. And that's something I think people should take into consideration. When you are able to establish a free flowing system that does not need you to be there, then you can actually say, okay, I'm moving. I think that is something that you need to pay attention to. Create a system like a funnel where even if Romeo is not around, the business needs to outgrow you. It needs to be a system of, it needs to be a flow. Going through your journey so far, is there anything that you wish you knew earlier as a stylist and as somebody consistently working on your personal brand? Is there anything you wish you had known that it came a bit later?
I think networking. I don't know.
Is it for the business or for the personal brand? For the brand of the business?
Though I'm very sociable. I easily make friends with people, but then sometimes I just prefer to be in one corner somewhere. Just
I think if your business model is based on looks and what you wear, then you need to try and be in so many places as you can. It's important, or else it's not going to push it per se. All right.
that.
But let's talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, or maybe the side business. How long has it been? What has been the growth? What are some of the challenges that you face so far? The challenges you face as a business guy and a 9 to 5 guy.
Well, by the grace of God, it's been 5 years doing it, and yeah, there's been so much growth. Have a partner now, and so we've we've set up our own workshop where we do our own thing. Initially, we used to take the deals to tailors in their shops and all, but now we have our own machines. We have people we've employed that we pay them ourselves. So we don't need to take orders elsewhere. It's in house now. Um, the challenges has to do with human. How do I put it? Like emergencies, things that you don't plan for. It's humans doing the work. So if something come up and they are not available to do, and there are timelines to be met. So
Yes.
so that's one of our major challenge that we are working around to resolve, to get more hands on board so that even if one person falls out, there'll always be another one to get the work done. So basically that's the challenge of
The
the
business,
and
right?
then it hasn't been easy being a 9 to 5 and doing, like I said, I'm an internal auditor and my work actually involves a lot. Yeah. It's really time consuming and all. You always need to be abreast with when the issue um when parliament or the finance minister issues things, you always have to be in the know. You need to know things as the tax laws change, as this. You need to always read. Whenever people bring something to your desk, you always have to make sure you are certain on what you're doing, and then it's like 9 to 5. Yeah, yeah. At one point getting things done, and then clients, you are not really at the workshop to make sure things are going on well, so you don't really know what's going on. So sometimes you need to meet a client. So that means that you need to really go meet the person very early so that you don't get to the office late. Or sometimes you need to close. There's been a time that deliver a suit. It was almost 12 a.m. But the person needed a suit. So luckily for us, Roland has a car. So we had
Roland
to
is your
drive.
partner.
Yeah, Roland is my partner. So let's drive all the way from like Taifa to the estates there about
Which estate?
I'm trying to this popular estates.
Sakmono?
No,
Regmanuel?
no.
All right, you go ahead.
I forgot this name. Buche.
Mm.
Yeah, Buche estates here and those places. So those are the challenges, but then we are working towards it. So hopefully things will get better.
Okay. How big do you want this to be? What's the vision looking like for you?
The vision, like I said, I want it. I envision it in such a way that in a year we can do just 10 suits and then we can buy cars out of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a luxurious thing I have in mind that I really want. I think in the long run, not everybody can buy my suits, but then when I want people of like high nobility, people high ranked, like when you see someone wear my suit, like, oh, this suit, oh, it's RoroBespoke, right? Like, so, and luckily for me, it's like I'm growing my clientele. My friends are now making it out there. Some are now entering law school. Some just started their law professions. Some are medical doctors. So it's like I'm growing with them. So it's an interesting journey ahead of me, and I'm really excited for the future.
What are some of the steps that you are taking when it comes to your services to make sure that you get to that goal? What are the immediate steps you are taking
The
now
immediate steps
to
and
take you a little bit further to that goal? You want it to be big,
yeah,
but the future is big. It's way ahead of you.
it's way
So what are you doing in small steps to get there?
So like I said, I believe Rome wasn't built in a day, but then every day a brick was laid. So like I said, now we do things in house. So the next step,
You move from outsourcing to in-house,
yes,
and that's a step.
that's a step.
That's a step.
We have our own machines, we have our own things
Amazing.
to get things done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
have our own industrial machine, iron. We've rented a place to get things done.
Okay.
So the next step is to get more machines, get more hands on board, and then
See how you can
yeah,
escalate stuff.
how we can actually
All right.
from there.
So that's something I. But the first thing that I want to find out, as somebody who pays attention to how you look, like most of the time, how important is it to dress well?
Appearance is very, very important, no matter where you find yourself. And sometimes people think appearance is just about wearing tie, wearing suit, and all that. No, it's not just that. So it's about how you carry yourself. You don't need to wear a tie to look good. You don't need to wear a suit to look good. If it's just a shirt, how did you iron the shirt? If you folded the sleeves, how have you done it? If it's just a shoe you're wearing, have you polished it? What socks are you wearing? Like the trouser, did you iron it well? So all those things play an important role in how people see you for the first time. And so long as we are humans, it will always be part of us.
Do you think? Don't you think sometimes when you overpackage, when you meet your destiny helper, he'll pass you by?
Or if you dress badly to your destiny helper will pass you by. You don't have to do too much to look good. That's my whole point. I have friends that they wear just shirts and trouser and shoe and like my friend Bash. He just wear shirts and fold their sleeves. But when you see him, you look like this boy looks good. Me, I prefer to wear shirt and a tie. He wouldn't even wear the tie, but then he'll still look good.
All right. So for a starter, if you meet somebody walks up to you, oh, Romeo, I want to pay some attention to my outfit. What advice would you give to the person?
So, first of all, I'll just ask the person, so in what areas of your dressing do you want to improve? And secondly, what do you do? Because I can't give an advice to a banker, the same advice to an artist, the same advice to a photographer. It has to do with your work. So what you do determines how you're supposed to appear. So first of all, what do you do? How do you want to be seen? What are your values? What do you believe in?
What are your values and what do you believe in?
Yeah. What are your
Your
values?
your values can actually determine how you look.
Yes. You know, like we are Christians when we're growing up. You know, when you pull your
Your pants.
your
Yeah.
pants down,
It doesn't
like
speak well of you.
doesn't speak well of you.
Yeah.
So if you're a Christian, I would advise you that you have to dress in that way. So, as a Christian, you always need to appear simple and classy. So, like, maybe you need to tuck in. Like once again, I said, depends on what you do. So, just tucking in. And then there are some basic things that as a young man or somebody starting life, you just need to get
Like what?
white shirts, sky blue shirts. You don't need them in large numbers, just a couple of them, a white shirt, a sky blue shirt, a navy blue pants, a black trouser. I'm not even talking about suits, just basic things. And also, at least you need to own a tie, just one tie, and you need to know how to knot a tie. It's a basic thing. These are some of the basic things. But sometimes people feel like, people are always like, you never know where you find yourself. You could be called for an interview or something, even though you don't work in a corporate setting. But sometimes, like a photographer, you've won a grant, something, you need to appear before they make a presentation. You can't just wear anything and go there. And then, if you think you are not a shirt kind of guy, like corporate shirt thing, there are African print shirts there are kaftans. Like I said, it all depends on you, how you want to. What do you think you are much more confident in when you wear? There are a couple of people that I know that they just wear their African print shirts. They look so good in them. They don't need a suit. Maybe they can own a three-piece suit in their wardrobe or something. They barely wear it, but then they are always in their African print shirt, always in their kaftan, and they are always looking good. So you need to know who you are, what your values are, and how you want to be seen out there. How do you prefer to be approached? How do you want to be addressed? You don't want to be known as the guy who wear brown shoes and black belts.
Let's talk about combining clothes. What are some of the wildest ones you've seen that are really like off? And which ones will you prefer that like people do more often?
Well, there are some basic colors that they always go with a lot of colors or clothes, like a navy blue suit, a blue suit, a gray suit. These are colors that you can wear a navy blue suit with a pink shirt, a white shirt, a navy blue shirt, a black shirt, a gray suit. You can wear it with a pink shirt. So there are basic colors that when you own, it's easy to wear things
Style.
to style.
What are some of these basic colors?
Like I said, I'm navy
Navy
blue,
blue,
blue, gray, and maybe someone will say black.
black.
I'm actually not a fan of a black suit. I like the color black, but then the black suits are not really. Unless it's a tuxedo, a ceremonial suit, that black is okay. But then
What's a tuxedo?
um a tuxedo is basically a ceremonial suits that are worn to dinners, and so mostly they are shawl lapel cuts, or a typical example could be, you see there are some suits, you see this is the lapel, you see it's of the same fabric as the body of the suit,
Yeah.
but then tuxedos, this could be blue, you barely see blue tuxedo, but then but then the lapel will be black matching the trouser. So those are tuxedos, and they are mostly for dinners and party.
What was your favorite suit among all the ones you have?
Oh, I think currently, should I say this is my favorite suit currently? Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I wore.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great. Can you explain these things? What's the double breasted? What's the three piece? And then maybe you can touch a couple of shoes and the type of shoes and yeah.
So when we say a three-piece suit, it's basically a jacket, a vest, and a trouser, like what I'm wearing. cut of the same fabric. So that's like a proper 3-piece suit. The jacket, vest, and trouser they are cut from the same fabric. And then the 2-piece suit is the jacket and the trouser cut from the same fabric. So those are basically the difference. I know sometimes when you ask people 3-piece, there was one time this guy tested me, was like, he need this, and I was like, oh, 3-piece suit is this. And he's like, the amount is this. He said, do you mean I'll get 3 suits? I said, oh, Baba. So these are basic things that we all need to know. And a double-breasted suit is a suit that overlaps. You know, there are some suit. You see this one, it doesn't overlap. But if it would have overlapped to the other side like this. So that's a double-breasted suit. And yes, so
All right, that's pretty
basically
cool. That's
those are
cool.
the
The types of suits.
and
What
then
about the shoes?
we have double monk strap, we have single monk strap, we have Chelsea boots, we have loafers. So I believe the pictures are there. These are basic things that when you Google them, you can actually see pictures to guide you. And I think every man should at least own one double monk strap shoe.
Yeah,
You really
that's nice. It's own tree.
it's a really good to shoe. You can blend it with anything. A jeans, a trouser, a suit, a kaftan.
I'm sure if that's those two shoes could speak, by now they would have said, "I'm tired, leave me alone." But I think I'm also a big fan of monks. I like that. I'm a big fan of monks, but I'm beginning to go towards Brooks now. The reason why I wanted you to talk about these things is that it's personality. You know, as a young man, or not even as a young man, but as whoever you are, know your basics. These are basic stuff. Know the types of suits. Even when it comes to what you wear, perfumes, know this kind of stuff. You never know. You could just bump into someone, and just because you were able to compliment them. Last week Friday, I was in the office, and then one particular man came. He was in a pink linen shirt, and when I saw it, I was impressed. And then I went to him directly and said, "Oh, please, sir, I like what you are wearing. I want to know the fabric. It looks like a shade of linen." Just by telling somebody that is you even know the kind of material they are wearing can even strike a bond for you. That's how certain connections actually start, and then they last a lifelong. So just know your basic. I'm not saying go and read everything about clothing.
Yeah.
Go and read, but just know your basics and how to even layer stuff. They are all over.
Yeah.
You can just search and then you do. Okay, thank you so much. It's been a good session. Thank you for. I believe that anybody who watched this episode has learned a couple of things that they can actually take home when it comes to personal branding and their style. And but before, just mention if somebody wants to go find out stuff more about these, which places or which people will you recommend?
Well, there are a couple of people. We have his Spoke Style. He's on YouTube, I think. He's on Instagram as well. And then we have the Parisian Gentleman. Yes, the Parisian. Those are great people that they know what they're talking about. They really, really know their stuff, like shoes. Then there's this popular guy now, Askoki. Askoki, yeah, I think. So those are, and then also one of the greatest in Ghana, Bromon. Yeah, he has all the style and everything. So
Quick questions between the French and their style, and then the Italians. Which one do you prefer?
um neither. I'm an English person. So we have the French, the English, and the Italian. So
Okay, I think when it comes to suits, which people have a more connection to it? Is it the English, the Italians? I don't think the Parisians are more like that.
So I think it has to do with the English and the Italians, and the Parisians too are there when it comes to bespoke suit tailoring and all. But then to me personally, I think Roro is like the headquarters of suits in the world. Yeah, and that's in London. So
Okay.
so I like more of the English cats and their suits. Like yeah. So that's
All right. So I want to find out. Maybe somebody does not have so much money to get these. Not even they don't have the money, but somebody watching might think this is what you are talking about would require like some huge amount of money. Is it how does somebody dress on a budget but still look good?
well, like it all depends on the person. And then luckily for us, if you're in Kumasi, we have Force Line, KGTR. We can always get nice things there. When I was in Kumasi, that's where I was getting my shirts. If my shirt is not for my big brother, then I'm to get myself. I get it from such a place. But then, in Accra now, I think now I'm a grown man, so he barely gives me shirts, so I have to get my own shirt. So I get the shirt from Cantamanto. This shirt is from Cantamanto. My tie is from Cantamanto. Like, you go there, have plugs in there. It's not even fair selection things. So like things, the basic things that are there. It depends on when you pick it, how you treat them. You wash them properly, you iron them. Because personally, I think how my style is and some of the things that I need to wear, I don't have the money yet to get them. Because I really want to wear like an Albert clothing shirt. And that shirt is like £100. Where am I going to get £100 to buy a shirt? But then when I go Cantamanto, I can get a similar one, a similar shirt. I don't really realize I like wearing contrast shirts, like the color is white and the body is blue. Things are in Cantamanto.
I think I've even reached out to UBA to get some.
And you know where I get my ties, but still red.
Yeah.
Sometimes I buy shirts from Bash too. Bash.
I mean, I think what you do with what you have is more important than what you have. Somebody might have the best clothes and not know how to style them. So just look at yourself, your body, your physique, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then you go like that. If you're a casual person, just as he said, then you should lean towards that direction. If you're a suit guy, there's a way. Just find a way and still
Still look good.
Yeah.
And I believe you don't even need to have like 10 suits to always be on. You know this suit I'm wearing? I can wear this suit for 1 week. Every day I'll look different. So personally, I think if you're a first timer and you need to own a suit, your first suit should be a 3-piece suit. It can be styled in about 7 different ways.
Yeah.
Just one suit.
You can do the
full
the jacket.
3-piece. You can do 2-piece. You can do vest and trouser. You can do trouser and shirts.
You can do vest with tie and trouser. You can do just the vest and then the shirt and then the trouser.
And a different trouser. You can do
You
it
can do 2-piece without a tie.
So I think sometimes people don't really know that you don't need to own a lot of clothes too. You can own like just 5 pieces of clothes, but then it depends on how.
Thank you so much for coming. But when people come on the 2nd Street Avenue, I ask them a couple of questions, rapid fire questions. I just want to just see how like they respond to these things. The first thing is that what is one area of your life that you think you need to improve upon?
One area of my life that you think I need to improve upon? Oh, that's a tough question. Or maybe my academic life. Yeah, I think it's been a while I went to school. It's time I go back to school. Okay, yeah, I need to further that. Like get some CAs written and all that. Just
That's important.
Yeah.
Again, I want to find out when I mention success or successful people, who comes to mind?
When you mention successful people,
Yes, who comes to mind?
Who comes to mind?
Who's the first person that comes to mind?
Well, I say maybe in my line of work, maybe with the fashion and things. Maybe in Ghana, if you say successful, I'll just say maybe Bromon. Yeah.
Bromon. Okay. If I'm giving you the opportunity to put something on a billboard, everybody could see every day, what will you put on it?
1% chance, 99% faith.
Is that Kanye West line?
No.
That's your line.
Yeah. But then actually the inspiration came from
Kanye.
Neymar.
Neymar.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You know that Barca PSG game? Yeah.
Yeah.
When the weekend was like, it's something that he usually used to say.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to ask me before we wrap it up? Any advice that you have for us? Anything you want to tell me?
Oh, just in simple words, I'm proud of you and how far you've come. Yeah. I remember everything and I'm so glad I'm still connected to you. Yeah. There be times you've given me a couple of advice about business and all that. Yeah. But it really helped me. Yeah, you did. Okay, you did. Like saying I need to have a system that works that when I'm not there.
Yeah. That's very, very true. You don't have a business.
That was about the partnership and getting things.
Yes.
So in my absence.
You don't have a business. I think who said this is Vusi Tembekwayo, the South African mogul. So Vusi says that you don't have a business if you cannot live your business for 3 months and the business is not running. You don't have a business. You don't have a company, because everything is dependent on you. And that's something that we want to do on Second Street Avenue. We want to make sure that we are documenting properly. To make sure that we are leaving details of how we achieve results, so that one day we are not going to do this forever, guys. I'm sorry. One day we'll move on, but we need to make sure that whoever comes on board, whoever takes the baton, can actually go with it. So it is very, systems are more important than anything else in a business. So I mean, that's what I think. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation. Can you put out your contact or something?
Oh yeah, my personal number is 0544254067, and Twitter you can find me at the God Stylist, and also at RoroBespoke, on Instagram at the God Stylist, at RoroBespoke. On LinkedIn I'm the Romeo Owusu Ansah, but the Owusu Ansah is hyphenated. So
All right. All right. Thank you. Once again, my name is Roro Kono. I host and learn on the Second Street Avenue, this incredible and amazing podcast. Ciao.